applications. We did say none of us were developers, so I can probably whiz through this, okay? But this talks to the symmetry of stuff. So your Windows Server is just something you run applications on, okay? That's why we have servers, is to run applications on. And the point behind this is I don't really care whether it's in the cloud or on a service provider's site or on-premise. It's the same, okay? Develop it once, publish it in many times, but there's some features in it that are nice, okay? The hybrid application piece, you know, your data on-premise because you're not allowed to put that in a public cloud, execution up in the cloud, maybe you've got some Hadoop or some weird stuff running up in a big cloud, maybe you outsource pieces of that to, I don't know, pick someone, BT, Black Knight, DigiWeb, someone like that, okay, and off you go. That CPU throttling lets me do multi-tenant, high-density websites, so thousands of sites running on a single box. Non-uniform memory addressing, we understand big boxes and will behave correctly on top of them. I won't do my little NUMA hands and fingers because it's entertaining. Centralized SSL stores. Anyone done SSL on IIS before? A couple. So you'll realise, I'm going to show you something now that makes your life much easier, and a few of you will realise the benefit and a few of you won't, but I'll show you anyway, okay? Centralized certificate store. So the problem is with certs is you used to have to have you do have to have a cert for every site that's doing SSL, okay? We have this feature here called centralized certificates, and I've just said all my certs are there, okay? All my certs are remotely on a server somewhere, and I can go and have a look. So on this server, I've two certs. I've a valid certificate and an expired certificate, and I'm currently running with one of them. I think it's the expired one. We'll have a look, okay? So if I navigate to a site, and we've even been clever with this actually, the URL of the site, if the certificate is called the URL of the site, that's the one I load up. I haven't got to do all this manual loading the stuff in. So that cert has expired, okay? So this is how easy it is to renew an expired certificate. So for those of you who've done SSL certs before, you know how hard this is. Maybe you can share it with everyone else, okay? I'll go into my location, get rid of the one that's currently running, rename, or excuse me, copy a new server into that, a new cert into that location. So now I'm going to run with the valid cert. There's obviously some timeouts there and caching going on in the back end, which I've messed around with. But next time I go to that site, it's done. So I've hit the IIS. IIS is looking for a site called mystore.com. There is a cert called mystore.com. It loads that one up. It's valid, and off I go. It just works. Okay. If you've done SSL before, you realise that is massively clever and saves you a ton of pain. Okay. So that was that.